Hello everyone, welcome to another Rick's Picks. Today I'm going to be doing my review of the Turtles of Grayskull figure Mekaneck by Mattel. Now, this guy I think looks pretty unique. You know, this is the first time I've seen them do Mekaneck like this. Like usually they have a standard look for Mekaneck. Pretty much all his figures kind of hit that standard. So this guy breaks the mold. So I'm really excited to take a look at him and see what else they have changed with this figure. So with that being said, first off, I want to thank everybody who has subscribed. You're very much appreciated. And if you're somebody who does like this video, please subscribe and also check out my Masters of the Universe playlist and my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle playlist. So, without any further ado, let's get to the review. So here he is in packaging. I do like the packaging for him. So you get this really cool Snake Men logo. I love that. So you got the snakes coming out on either side. You got his name here, Turtles of Grayskull, with what looks to be snake venom dripping off of it. I do like that a lot. It's a big change from the original Turtles of Grayskull, where you would have a hero in one corner, in both corners, or villain. So obviously they're changing it up to add in the Snake Men. So also you have your Masters of the Universe logo here, your Turtles logo, this nice open window so you can see the figure and his accessories. Spin them around this way. You get some cool artwork to go with it. Masters of the Universe, Turtles of Grayskull, comic inside. You get this logo here, the Reptile Wars. And you get a look at everybody who's part of this wave, as well as a little bit about him and some legal. So, all that being said, let's open him up and see what he's about. Alright, so here he is out of packaging. He's pretty cool looking. I think he's probably one of the cooler looking Mekanecks I've seen. I really love the head sculpt. We're going to get into that a little bit more, probably when I do the neck extension. But for the most part, let's give him the rotation. So you have this side. I like this metallic color that they use for the arms and the hand. So the hand is like a metallic green, where the arm is like a metallic blue, the same with the legs. So I like all that they add to it. All right, then you got the back here. And you got this side. And back around to the front. So the armor is a little bit different than the original one. Obviously, you know, the original one was red with like some pieces here. This one has a full-fledged like respirator to the front of it. And you have these gears, which you can kind of think it might be part of the filtration device for this respirator. So he looks a lot cooler and a lot different than the original one. They definitely did some liberties with him, and I kind of like what they did with him. So now let's start getting into his points of articulation. So the head does move. All right, you got a shoulder joint with a swivel. You got an elbow joint. And you do have a wrist joint. Get this other arm up. You have a torso joint. Actually, that's a hip joint. I'm sorry. No torso, hip. You got a thigh joint, a knee joint. And you have a swivel at the top of the boot. And you also have an ankle joint. So everything works pretty well on him. I don't have any problems with any of his joints. Alright, so now let's start getting into his accessories. So first off, he has his standard club that pretty much comes with all the Mekanecks. Alright. He has two extensions for his neck. So there's one. And here's two. Alright. He comes with an arm guard here. There you go. And then last but not least, he comes with a shield. And of course, like all the other figures, he does come with the comic book. Now apparently this is part 1 of the Reptile Wars. So I'm curious to see where they go with this. There's some really nice art in here. I do like a lot of the artwork in here. Alright. And then on the back, you have everybody that's part of this wave. So now let's look and see how well this stuff fits on. First off, you got this arm guard. Now, originally it was on this arm, but I'm going to swap it over to this arm just because this is the arm that we're going to put the shield on. So if you're going to have a shield here, you don't really need an arm guard. Okay, so bam, the shield fits in there pretty nicely. Fortunately, it did get some paint damage to it. You know, so that's like some shoddy paint work, unfortunately. Now, that's a little bit disappointing, but and then boom, that fits in there like that. All his weapons fit in his hands pretty well. The shield comes off. It can go on his back like this. Eventually, there it goes. So if you want him to carry the shield on his back, you could do that as well. And of course, you have his neck extension. So let's pull his head off. All right. So you get one. And then two. All right. So let's take a good look at this head before we pop it on. So this is what I mean. This is a really neat head sculpt. I like it. You know, it has like almost like a space man's helmet, not so much like a space pilot helmet. You know, even the fin kind of reminds me of the old Rocketeer or some of the old Flash Gordon serials. So I do like the head sculpt with him. That looks pretty neat. And this just pops on just like that. So as you can see, all his accessories swap out pretty well. I don't have any issues with his accessories. All right, so my final thoughts on him is I actually like this figure. I do feel like he's one of the better Mekaneck figures out there just because I really love the head sculpt to this one. I think it looks really cool. It's unique and it's totally different than anything we have gotten to this point with a Mekaneck figure. So I do like that a lot. All his accessories fit fine on him. I had no issues with that. All his joints move pretty well. No issues there as well. Probably the biggest issue I have is the flaw in the paint on his shield. You know, that was a bit disappointing. But sometimes with these origin figures, you do get stuff like that. There's a couple of figures where I had like paint issues with. I think my Mosquito was probably the worst one. And I know I saw a couple of things where a few people got their Hero figure and that chrome gold on them was a little scuffed. So something to think about. It's a common thing, unfortunately, with these figures. But other than that, I think he's a good figure. I think he would fit very well with the rest of your Turtles of Grayskull figures. So with that being said, I hope you guys did like this review. If you did, go ahead and check out my Masters of the Universe collection and also my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle playlist and hit that like, share, and subscribe. They're all small clicks for you, but it really helps this channel grow. So until the next one, late.